In the world of film, certain names instantly draw attention. One of those names is Spike Lee. But this time, the spotlight is also shining on a new filmmaker stepping into the scene, Gabriel Moses. His debut narrative feature, titled The Last Hour, is already generating buzz, and for good reason. This is a story about mentorship, ambition, and the evolution of a creative voice ready to make its mark on cinema. Gabriel Moses isn't a stranger to visual storytelling. Before entering the world of film, he made a name for himself in advertising and short-form projects. His bold, emotionally charged visuals in commercials and fashion films caught the attention of the industry, including Spike Lee himself. The two first collaborated on a campaign for Timberland, and that partnership seems to have been the spark for something much bigger. The Last Hour marks Moses' first step into narrative filmmaking, a leap that many directors find both thrilling and daunting. In his words, he wants to create something powerful. That ambition alone sets the tone for what we can expect from this project. The film isn't just another debut. It's a declaration of intent. Gabriel Moses isn't here to play it safe. He's here to say something meaningful. So, what do we know about The Last Hour? Details are still limited, but early reports suggest it will carry the same striking visual style that defines Moses' earlier work. His commercial background means he understands how to communicate emotion quickly and visually, skills that, when expanded into a feature-length story, can result in something truly cinematic. The title itself, The Last Hour, hints at urgency, tension, and possibly deep emotional or moral conflict. Whatever the storyline may be, the choice of title suggests a film centered on consequence and time, the moments that matter most. And then there's Spike Lee. His presence in any creative process changes a conversation. Whether as a mentor, collaborator, or supporter, Lee's influence runs deep. He's known for championing fresh voices and giving new filmmakers a space to find their rhythm. It's easy to see why he would be drawn to Gabriel Moses, a director who shares Lee's passion for authenticity, social observation, and visual storytelling that leaves a mark. Lee's career has always been about pushing boundaries, and in supporting Moses, he's once again helping to shape the future of cinema. The relationship between the two represents something important: the passing of creative energy between generations. Spike Lee, who broke barriers in the 1980s and 1990s with films like Do the Right Thing and Malcolm X, paved the way for filmmakers of color to tell their stories unapologetically. Now, decades later, he's helping nurture the next wave of storytellers. Gabriel Moses stands at the intersection of that legacy and the future. And if The Last Hour succeeds, it will prove that the movement Lee helped start continues to grow and evolve. For audiences, this film is exciting because it signals something new, a fresh voice with a unique visual language entering the conversation. We're used to seeing first-time directors try to mimic established formulas, but Moses seems determined to build his own. His background in advertising has taught him precision, rhythm, and visual flair. Combined with cinematic storytelling, those skills can create a film experience that feels both artistic and immediate. In an industry often dominated by big franchises and sequels, voices like his are essential to keep storytelling alive. Of course, making the jump from short-form work to a feature is no small task. The pacing, the emotional depth, the structure, all of it changes. But that's what makes The Last Hour so intriguing. It's not just another film. It's a creative test, a transition, and a statement all at once. How Moses handles that transition will reveal a lot about his potential as a filmmaker. And with Spike Lee's guidance, it's clear he has the best possible mentor to navigate that challenge. It's also worth remembering that Spike Lee himself started as a young director with something to prove. His early films weren't backed by massive budgets or studios. They were built on vision, energy, and conviction. Seeing him now in the role of mentor to someone like Gabriel Moses brings things full circle. The legacy continues. And it reminds us that great art often begins with one person daring to tell a story in their own way. The Last Hour doesn't yet have a release date, but it's already attracting curiosity and anticipation. People want to know what kind of story Moses wants to tell, and how his unique perspective will translate to a full-length film. Will it be an emotional journey, a social commentary, a visual odyssey, maybe all of the above? What's clear is that it's meant to be powerful, a word Moses himself used to describe his intention. And when a filmmaker sets out to create something powerful, backed by the wisdom and support of someone like Spike Lee, it's worth paying attention. As the film world continues to evolve, the collaboration between Spike Lee and Gabriel Moses serves as a reminder that mentorship and creativity go hand in hand. The next great voices in cinema don't appear out of nowhere. They're encouraged, inspired, and challenged by those who came before them. And if The Last Hour delivers on its promise, it could mark the beginning of a new chapter not just for Moses, but for the kind of filmmaking Spike Lee has always believed in: honest, expressive, and unafraid. So as we wait for The Last Hour to arrive, one thing is certain. Gabriel Moses is a name we'll be hearing a lot more of, and with Spike Lee standing beside him, this debut could be the start of something remarkable.